Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats are officially 1-0 after taking down Nichols 77-51. A basketball game that I think had all of Big Blue Nation panicked at halftime. But second half looked a lot better. We're going to talk about it. Who played well, who didn't play well, shooting, defense, offense. We'll break it all down on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, publisher over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined as always by Carson Nash. Carson, I want to hear before we get into the full game, but like what was going on with Carson Nash at halftime of that game? How concerned?
Yeah, I was definitely a little concerned because the shooting was so terrible and we couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. But I also, on the other hand, I was a little excited too because I thought our defense looked so good. I mean, we held them to 15 points at halftime, and I thought that was we did a really good job defensively, and I knew the offense would come along.
Yeah, we'll get into the offense first because I think that's what everyone wants to talk about. Obviously the defense was great. We'll talk about it, but on the offense, what frustrates me, this is what made me upset. Okay, is the fact that I don't think, for me, I wasn't concerned about the poor shooting. At the end of the day, I believe this team can shoot. I believe these guys can shoot, right? So the concern for me was the lack of offense. There was no movement in the first half. A lot of times when the big man gets the ball up top, whether it's Malachi or Brandon, someone is supposed to come get the ball from them, and they're either going to do a dribble handoff or pass it to somebody cutting. That is the offense with the big guy, facilitating, or, Brandon passes it some too. We see that. And then you look, and there's Brandon standing with the basketball over top of his head looking for something to do, and four guys just standing still. No one's moving. There was no offense. That was the concern for me. Not as much the lack of made shots or the lack of made three-pointers or whatever. Obviously, that's concerning, but we believe this team can shoot. For me, that was the concern, Carson, was we just had five guys standing in one spot, and then you'd hear referees start to go 6, 5, 4, and then someone would do something silly and miss a shot. That is going to lose you basketball games, Carson. I don't care how good your defense is.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I thought it was definitely a little stagnant there in the first half. But then in the second half, you kind of started to get going. You had guys, I mean, Modiade and Jasper both had 4 assists total. So that's pretty exciting stuff there. You get a bunch of assists out of one of your big guys too. But, I mean, the second half was as good as bad as the first half was, if that makes sense.
That's a good point. I agree with that. The offense in the second half, I mean, listen to the numbers. I mean, here are the first half to second half comparisons, and it's quite crazy that in the first half, Kentucky shot 32.3% from the field, 10 of 31, and they shot 2 of 16 from 3, 12.5%. In the second half, the Wildcats went 19 of 31 from the field to 61.3% and shot 5 of 11 from 3, 45.5%. So, I mean, the numbers in the second half were much, much better when it came to shooting from the field. So, and that's exactly what started to happen. We started to have offensive movement. We were moving on the offense. In the first half, there was no movement. In the second half, we started to see guys move. We started to see guys go after, and like I said, try and get the ball from our big up top. We saw people cutting and scoring that way. But the biggest thing for me, we all agree that Colin Chandler has struggled running the point, right? I mean, we agree that has not been good. It has not been good. But then when Denzel or Jasper were running the one and Colin got to play off ball, he was one of the best players on the floor for us. And I mean, we saw it in the second half. He goes 4 for 4 from the field, 3 threes, and obviously the dunk, which was incredible. What did you think about that dunk?
Oh my gosh, I had to stand up. I didn't know if I was seeing it correctly. Like white men can jump.
What was so crazy about that dunk to me, if you watch the slow mo, and is the way that he kind of cocks it back, and then as the guy flashes by him, he moves his hand Do you know what I mean? It's not like he
Yeah.
just came from here and dunked it. He had to move his arm like kind of like that to then go dunk it. That was what was so impressive to me. That was a crazy dunk. I've seen people on social media talking about how it wasn't that impressive of a dunk. Shut up. Yes, it was.
That was an impressive dunk.
And first of all, if you can't dunk, which the two people on screen right now cannot dunk, you should not be able to say a word about whether a dunk is impressive or not. Frankly, the dunk where Malachi almost missed it was still impressive to me.
Yeah.
That dunks, yeah. So no, but that was, I think, the most impressive thing I've seen happen at Rupp Arena in my 3 years covering the team in person when it comes to one single play.
Yeah.
Now, Carson, I do have a serious concern from last night. And
what is it?
Otega is playing not good basketball right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's 100%.
Yeah, I don't either.
What do you think is going on with Otega?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't think he's 100% either. It looks like he's kind of forcing some shots. But I mean, I still think he's fine. He'll get it down pat. He'll get it good to go here soon. But yeah, I thought he's just been forcing a couple shots here early.
Yeah. So for me, that was my number one concern, Carson, was Otega. I just don't, and we talked about this a little bit on the preview, and I saw someone in the comments, kind of agreed in that concern that we shared, Carson, but I just don't get. I'm a little worried knowing that Otega is not this lights out shooter. That's not his calling card. He can shoot. If he's open, he'll make a three. I mean, his percentage last year was not bad. I mean, we discussed that. Even when we talk about the concerns with Otega shooting the ball, he still shot a solid percentage last year.
I mean, he was 1 of 2 last night. So, I mean, that's 50%.
But no, I'm not really griping about his shooting. I'm griping about the way teams are going to defend him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it reminds me of when I play basketball against Cameron Coulter, and it's the easiest thing in the world. The dude can't shoot. He's not very tall. So all you got to do is just go stand right underneath the rim, right? If I go stand right underneath the rim, that is when I have a chance to beat him because he's obviously a lot faster than me. So that's my only chance of beating him. But like that's my comparison. And obviously Otega can shoot the ball a little bit. I'm not saying he can't shoot, but I am a little worried, Carson. I'm going to be honest, and I'm not panic buttoning yet. I'm just saying I'm a little worried that what Otega is as a player that is an elite driver, that's what he's there to do, is get to the rim. Our team's learning how to defend him, knowing he is not fully one-dimensional, but somewhat one-dimensional. Yeah. I'm a little concerned. Is that an overreaction? Do you have a little bit of concern there at all, Carson?
No, I wouldn't say it's an overreaction. It's definitely something to be wary of. But like I said, I think Otega's going to get it together. I think his shot quality has been poor recently, and he's going to figure that out. And like I said, it's going to help when Jalen Lowe gets back on the court too, to have a real point guard out there distributing the ball. So I think Otega's going to be fine.
Yeah, I agree. And I also, like I said, I just don't think he's 100% right now. People are forgetting. He basically came right off that injury and hopped right into, like, the blue-white game. Like, literally. You know what I mean? Like, he's only been back on the floor for a few weeks after not playing. I mean, I do think we've kind of blown over that a little bit, like all of the Kentucky media has. He did not play basketball for a long time. And we weren't ever concerned about him missing time this year, but – obviously, the concern was him being Otega Owe when he got back on the floor, and I just don't think he has been. And you got to think, I mean, that turf toe injury, to the foot, like, he's an explosive player, and if that's hurting his explosiveness, it's going to hurt his output. So I'm not worried about Otega fully. I am a little. I want to see him have a game where he just does whatever he wants to do, trying to get down to the rim. And he has yet to have that. And he also only played, I think he only played 24 minutes, I think it was. Let's see. No, he played 21 minutes in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, their whole there's something going on with Otega, I think. And I don't think it's a long-term concern. I think that they're holding him back a little bit right now. He's going to be a guy that's going to play 28 minutes, if not 30 games. So, you also had a big lead in that game, but still, I mean, there were some points from, like, they're not throwing Otega out there. So I'm a little concerned about Otega, and it's between the injury and him being the injury that he's still coming back from a little bit, it looks like, and him just are people going to kind of defend him better this year and make him a little, not be quite the same guy we saw. And that's still to be seen. Yeah. But right now, I want to see Otega have an Otega Oweh type of game, and I'm hoping it's against Louisville. That would be ideal. Mm-hmm. So some other player, I think we got to talk about it as much as I don't want to. Cam is struggling right now, mightily. Cam Williams is really, really struggling to make shots. And, I mean, he knows that. But we know this kid can shoot. And he proved it last year. I mean, on film, the dude made contested threes. The dude made open threes. He has got to start to hit shots, and I think he's going to do that, Carson. I mean, I'm not yet concerned about Cam because I know the guy can shoot. I know he's going to figure it out, but I think it's massive for this team if he does. So what are your thoughts on the way Cam played in his shooting?
Yeah, I think the problem for me with Cam right now is he is just passing up shots. He had some good looks last night that he just passed up, and he's had good looks in the Georgetown and Purdue games, and he's just passed them up. So I think if he just gets more confidence and starts chucking those shots up, I think good things are going to happen because we know the shooter he is.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. It seems like he passes up shots from like, come on, shoot that ball. And then he'll take one where it's like, well, I think this is I don't know if I'd say confidence. I think I'd say more comfortability. I think he's got to get more comfortable in this offense. And I think Coach Pope, especially in games like this one, needs to say, listen, dude, miss 10 threes. It's whatever. It's fine. In a game where you're going to win by a ton of points, let him see if he can find his confidence because I think he's just 5 for 8 day from three from really, exploding onto the scene. So, and that's what's frustrating. And he's playing good defense. It's just, the offense where he struggled. And he's going to figure it out. I'm really not worried about him because I know the kid can shoot. He's just got to start taking the right shots. So I think Cam's going to be okay. I want to go through the box score, Carson, and then just read. I think Modiade is our best player right now.
Yeah, I was going to single out Modiade and say that he had a heck of a game. Modiade is he's going to be an issue against teams like Nichols just because he's so physical and so, he's just violent when he's on the court.
This stat line is nuts. 7 points, 7 rebounds. He only played 20 minutes. If he would have played 28, he gets that double-double easily. I'm angry. I'm glad that I wasn't able to bet that because I would have been angry. Yeah. But he goes 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. I was really impressed with his game. I think Denzel Aberdeen, we looked like a well-oiled machine once he got rock and roll. It was just, and that's why he was the plus-minus winner in this game. He was plus 20, I believe. Yeah. Actually, he tied with Modiade.
Yeah.
For at plus 20.
That makes sense.
But, this offense just looked really good when Denzel Aberdeen was on the floor. It looked a lot better when he was out there.
Yeah.
So, and I think that boost that we saw, we're going to see another boost when Jalen Lowe is back on the floor and healthy. When Denzel and Jalen Lowe, and then Oweh and Mo and BG, I think this offense is going to go to a whole new level. I want to have this conversation, and it's a tough one because once again, this is another basketball game where this player didn't really do anything wrong. But when I watch Brandon Garrison and I watch Malachi Moreno, I think Malachi Moreno is the better basketball player. Carson, and what's so funny about this, Carson, is the numbers are solid. He was 4 or 6 from the field. Brandon Garrison was
5 rebounds, 8 points.
8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist.
Plus 15.
Plus 15. His plus minus was better than Malachi's. And Malachi, but I don't know what it is. And I want to hear y'all's thoughts on this in the comments. But Carson, do you agree? It's not like Brandon's doing anything wrong. What are your thoughts?
I think Malachi, honestly, I think he, at this point, which is kind of crazy, I think he's just the better rebounder. It's because he's massive. And so I think he gets us a lot of extra opportunities on the offensive side when he's in, just because he's so long and big. But I mean, I think BG didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I just think Malachi is just that he's just becoming that guy that can go in and get 10 rebounds a game and look good on the offensive end and move the ball. But yeah, BG didn't do anything wrong. And I mean, BG's still going to get a chance to fight for that starting spot.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's so funny is you kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's playing good basketball now, but this is also a positive. We talked about all offseason. We need one of these two guys to be really good until JQ's back on the floor. And I think they've both been pretty darn good. I just think Malachi's better than Brandon Garrison. That's the reality. It's not that Brandon Garrison is bad. And I mean, I think a lot of folks there's a lot of BG lovers, and we love BG. I think there's a lot of people that are going to be like, well, you guys just continually don't like Brandon Garrison. That's not the case. We think Malachi's better. I think Malachi is, I mean, I don't want to say, do you agree with that statement? I don't want to put your name next to that.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think Malachi's better, and I think he should start at 5. So no knocking of BG. He's a great player. He's done nothing wrong. He's played well. I just think Malachi's better, and I think he gets more rebounds. I mean, he had 9 boards, 4 of which were offensive yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
that's 4 extra possessions right there.
Exactly. So, and Brandon only had 5 boards in extra. So think about this. Brandon played 23 minutes compared to Malachi's 17, and he had 5 rebounds, and Malachi had 9 rebounds. And, he had 4 more rebounds in 6 less minutes.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of crazy.
That's right.
So, and he's went 2 of 5 from the field. Free throws, and I wanted to get to that, as a whole, are concerning. I mean, how concerned are you on free throws?
I'm very concerned. I think Pope needs to line them up and have them start shooting free throws like right now, because we haven't had a good free throw shooting outing since the start of the season. So, I am definitely concerned about free throw shooting.
I mean, let's go through this. Otega was 4 or 5. I'm cool with that. Jasper's 4 or 5. Okay, cool. Colin Chandler 1 of 2. Modiade 1 of 3. Where it really, once again, you hate pinning stuff on one guy, but Malachi had a bad night at the free throw line.
1 of 6.
That's a big chunk of our.
That's
our
5.
We missed 10. So,
we missed 10. He missed half.
Yeah. We cannot have him turn into a hack-a-shack.
No.
Got to make free throws. He's got to make free throws.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I thought, Amari ended up being a better free throw shooter last year. Brandon shoots free throws pretty well, pretty good. Malachi's got to make his free throws. This cannot turn into a hack-a-shack situation.
No.
So I think he's a better free throw shooter than that. Now, I think realistically, he's going to be a 60-65% free throw shooter. He's not going to be up in the 80s. He's not going to be in the mid-70s, I don't think. But if he can shoot 65%, I think I can live with that.
Yeah.
If he can make 6.5 out of 10, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But make your free throws. They're free. Make them. I mean, there's nothing more frustrating. I mean, and you hear an audible just in Rupp Arena every time we miss a free throw. It's so frustrating. It's like, make your free throws. So I don't know. I think it's hard to deem that a concern. Because I think it's going to get better. These guys can shoot free throws. I think it's going to get better. But, I mean, if it doesn't, this is going to lose you basketball games. It is. Mm-hmm. This will lose you basketball games if you don't get better. Oh, yeah. So, got to figure it out. Got to figure that out. Turnovers were still a little high, Carson. 13 turnovers. Mm-hmm. I was a little annoyed with that. And you probably say to yourself, well, it got better in the second half. Actually, we had 7 in the second half. Compared to 6 in the first half. So we actually technically turned the ball over more in the second half than we did the first half. So what are your thoughts on the turnovers? And obviously I think it'll help when Lowe's back, but what are your thoughts on that aspect for us?
Yeah, we got to start getting those down. And I honestly think it was a good thing that I know it sounds crazy that we turned it over more in the second half because I think we play better when the pace is higher and it's easier to turn it over when we're playing fast pace. So that's probably what caused the extra turnovers in the second half. But we definitely have to get those down, and I think Lowe is going to be a big help with that.
Yeah, I agree. Colin Chandler, man, what a game. 5 of 8 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals and a block, plus 16 in the game. I mean, it wasn't great, and then he came off the ball and he was lights out. And that should be very encouraging because unless there was something very wrong, Colin Chandler will not be playing point guard this season. So if he can be a star off the basketball, that's all we need from him. That's all we need from him is to be good off the ball. And he was last night when he was not playing point guard. So I thought that was very encouraging. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I thought Colin looked great. And, you left out, he also had a dead body. He was taken out of Rupp Arena there at the end. I'm really excited for Colin Chandler. We kind of tabbed him as one of those guys that might break out. And so last night was a good start to that second year train getting on for Colin Chandler. I'm super excited how this year's going to go. And it's exciting to me because, he could have came out flat because he played so bad the other night, but he came out and he said, hey, I have to make a statement here, and he played a great one. So I'm super happy about Colin Chandler.
I am with you. Now, obviously, we're talking about Cam and his struggles shooting the 3 ball, but the whole team didn't shoot the ball. The only player that had a good shooting night, you know what's crazy? We only made 7 threes total, and 4 of those were
Colin had 4.
Otega, Denzel, and Jasper all made 1. Cam was 0 for 2. Yelovich was 0 for 3. It was not a good night shooting. I do want to talk a little bit about Yelovich in a second, but how do you believe this shooting is going to get better? We talked about it on Monday, I believe, when we talked about the shooting in the early concerns. This is another game where we shot under 27%. We shot 25.9% from 3 in this game. And now Coach Pope, after the game, his offense, he wants to shoot him. Coach Pope's coming out here saying, darn it, we didn't shoot 30. And I'm going, shit, maybe we shouldn't shoot 30. What do you think? Is it going to get better, I guess is my question for you, Carson.
Yeah, I think it's got to get better. We're some of those shots last night were good shots. They just didn't fall. And I trust our guys. I think we can shoot. And I think it's going to definitely help when Lowe gets back because Lowe's a good shooter and he also spreads the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping when he gets back, the percentages shoot back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I've got a fun trivia question. And if you were at the game last night, you can't answer, okay? Because that's unfair. Because this is where I learned this. Do you know who scored the first? It was the first made field goal in Rupp Arena. Obviously, we're celebrating 50 years of Rupp Arena. First made field goal for Kentucky in Rupp Arena. Not point. That's an important part of this. Not point. Field goal. Leave that in the comments. It was a very interesting trivia question that it wasn't really trivia. They announced it, but leave that in the comments. Thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing I want to talk about, and I think we've really covered all the bases here, Carson, is Yelovich. I'm really frustrated with Andrei Yelovich because I think the kid's going to be so good, and he seems so close. He's like Cam. He's got to see a 3 go down. I think he's now between the 2 exhibitions in this game, 0 for 6 from 3. The kid can shoot. We know he can. He's got to start making some 3s. But he made a beautiful move to get to the rim the other day and missed the layup or last night. Do you remember that play? He made a beautiful move, get there, and then just tripped the layup. This kid's going to be good, but he's got to figure it out. What are your thoughts on the play of Andrei Yelovich?
Yeah, you can tell he has a high motor, and I think he's a great rebounder. So, I think the offensive side's going to fall in place here soon. So, yeah, I'm still super excited about Yelovich.
Yeah, he was +7. He was one of the lower plus minuses in this game. If you don't count Trent, who only played 9 minutes, and you don't count Walker and Zach Tao. Shout out Walker -1.
Yeah,
They gotta let him shoot the rock, man. I had my video ready. I was so
let
excited.
Walker shoot it, man.
Yeah, that made me. I wanted to see him get to shoot the rock, but Yelovich, like, I think it's going to come. I mean, people might start to disagree. People might be starting to be out on Yelovich, but I mean, if you just watch him play basketball, and then right as he goes to shoot the ball, stop the clip, it's really, really good. He's getting himself open shots. He's getting to the rim. He's getting offensive rebounds. He's just got to score the ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, and there's a world where maybe he just can't do it.
Yeah.
And he just, but I think this kid can do it. I think he's going to be really good. And I think it's clear. Coach Pope talked about it after the game. He's still adjusting. He's got a ways to go. He's not there yet. But I'm really a believer that Yelovich is going to be a really good player. And I think that he's months away. But I think that come SEC play, this kid could be good. That's my prediction for Yelovich. So everybody, stay with this kid. He's going to be good. Stay with him. Trust in him. Believe him. I believe in Yelovich. But yeah, Carson, offense sucked in the first half. We Denzel kind of got the ball actually moving on offense. We got things happening. We weren't standing still. And the second half was elite. Defense was great from start to finish. It's going to win this games. I know it was Nichols, Carson, but our offense was awful, and we were never down by less than 10 points. We were never up by less than 10 points pretty much in the whole first half, it felt like.
Yeah.
Because our defense is so good. So that's going to win us games. But if the offense can get close to the level of our defense, it's going to be scary. And I'm hoping Lowe's out on Friday. What's your prediction? Do you think Lowe plays Friday?
Yeah, I think he'll play Friday.
Okay, I do too. So I do as well. All right, Carson, you got any other thoughts today?
That's all I got.
Yeah. We have a massive announcement that will be coming out via a YouTube short later today. So we're going to put that out. Really exciting stuff. It's we're going to put it on all of our socials, on our Twitter, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our TikTok, and all that. So go follow our socials. It'll be here on YouTube as well as a YouTube short. So big announcement. Turn on those notification bells so you find out about it later. Hit the subscribe button, all that. We really appreciate it. But massive, massive announcement today. So be ready for that. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday. And we'll see you next time right here on the Wildcats Today Podcast.